All right, let's talk about a tool that was supposed to solve one of the biggest headaches for AI developers. A tool with an absolutely incredible interface for testing and debugging your work. But as we're about to find out, it comes with a really important catch, one you absolutely need to know about. So, picture this. You've spent weeks, maybe months, getting your AI chain just right. It could be a super smart RAG pipeline or a clever agent. It works perfectly on your laptop. But then comes the big question. Now what? How do you actually get this thing out of your code editor and into the hands of real users? That jump from prototype to production, that's the exact problem we're digging into today. Okay, let's dive right in. For a long time, the go-to answer for that deployment headache was a tool called LangServe. It was designed to be the perfect bridge, to get you from your messy development environment to a clean, scalable, live application. And it promised to make the whole process incredibly simple. So what is it, really? At its heart, LangServe is this brilliant little wrapper. You take any LangChain application, they call it a runnable, and LangServe instantly packages it up as a professional-grade REST API. And it's not some flimsy thing. It's built on top of rock-solid tools like FastAPI and Pydantic. What that means for you is you don't have to write all that boring boilerplate code for handling web requests and data. It just handles it. And the process? It's just so simple, it feels like magic. Step 1, you build your cool AI thing. Step 2, you just point LangServe at it. And boom. Step 3, you have a real API ready to go, with all the endpoints you'd need for streaming or batching. It's supposed to be this seamless jump from an idea to a product, but the API is actually only half the story. This is where things get really, really cool. See, for every API you spin up, LangServe automatically gives you this amazing web page called the Playground. And you should really think of it as the command center for your AI. It's built specifically for developers to test, poke, and debug everything super fast. First off, you get real-time streaming. So as your AI is generating its response, you see it appearing on the screen, token by token, exactly like your final user will. This is just crucial for getting a feel for the user experience and understanding how fast or slow your app actually feels. But here is the killer feature, the full log. The Playground doesn't just show you the final answer. Oh no, it shows you the AI's entire thought process. You can see every single step it took along the way, every tool it called, every document it looked up. I mean, for debugging a complex agent that seems to be doing something random, this level of transparency is an absolute game changer. And if that wasn't enough, it gets even better. The Playground lets you change how your app works on the fly. You can swap out the LLM from, say, OpenAI to Anthropic, or change your vector database right there in the user interface without touching a single line of code. Think about how much faster that makes experimenting and testing different models. It all sounds perfect, doesn't it? A powerful way to deploy your app with this incredible debugging sidekick. But, and this is a really big but, there's a critical catch that has recently come to light, and it changes everything for anyone planning a new AI project. We have to talk about a major strategic shift from LangChain, the company that actually makes this tool. And believe me, this is crucial information if you're a developer, a team lead, or an architect working in this space right now. And there it is, straight from the source. LangServe is now officially in maintenance mode. That's corporate speak for we're only going to fix major bugs, but we're not adding any new features. And even more importantly, they are officially recommending that you do not use it for new projects. So the obvious question is, why? Why would they take a tool that is this useful and basically put it on a shelf? Well, the answer really gets to the heart of where AI applications are headed next. You see, LangServe is fantastic for what we call stateless applications. Think of it like a vending machine. You put in a request, you get a response. The end. But the cutting edge of AI is all about stateful agents, things that need to remember your conversation history, manage what they know over time, and run in complex loops. LangServe just wasn't built from the ground up to handle that kind of complexity. So to handle this new world of super smart, stateful agents, LangChain has put all its energy into a brand new, much more powerful ecosystem. And it's called the LangGraph Platform. And if you put them side by side, the difference is it's night and day. LangServe is in maintenance. LangGraph is where all the new, exciting development is happening. To handle memory in LangServe, you had to do these clunky manual workarounds. In LangGraph, it's just built right in. And that simple little Playground UI, it's being replaced by a full-blown graphical IDE called LangGraph Studio. And this table really illustrates the details of that change. LangServe was perfect for simple A to B to C kinds of chains. LangGraph, on the other hand, is built specifically for these complex, looping, stateful agents. The difference here isn't just a small upgrade. It's a completely different architecture designed for the next wave of AI apps. So let's break it down. What do you actually get with this new LangGraph platform? Well, you get a new server built from the ground up for stateful agents. You get LangGraph Studio, which is a proper graphical interface for seeing and debugging how your agent is thinking. And, maybe most importantly, you get built-in persistence, which finally solves that nagging chat memory problem without all the headaches. Okay, so let's get practical. Let's land the plane. What does all of this mean for your next project? How do you decide which one of these to use? Well, thankfully, the guidance on this is actually crystal clear. Here's your cheat sheet. If you already have a simple, stateless app running on LangServe, like a basic RAG chatbot, you're fine. Don't panic. It's stable. But, and listen closely, for all new projects, especially anything that involves a back-and-forth conversation, anything that means memory, or anything with complex logic, you really have to use the LangGraph platform. Starting a new complex project on LangServe today is just asking for trouble down the road. And that really brings us to the final question you need to ask yourself. LangServe was a brilliant, elegant solution for the first generation of LLM apps. It really was. But as these AI systems get smarter, more complex, and more stateful, the tools we build them with have to evolve too. So the real question is, are you building your next project on a platform designed for the past, or one that's engineered for the future?